there's no car in the world that says you've made it like a convertible Jaguar XK. Think about it. A Porsche says you're a speed racer wannabe. A Corvette? Well, that's a midlife crisis. And a Mercedes? You're just trying too hard. One of my favorite features of this Jaguar is a muted roar coming out the back when you floor it. Listen to this. That just puts a huge smile on your face. And with the sky and the wind and a Jaguar, there is no better place to drive than in the mountains of Colorado. However, there are some niggles with this car. One of the most irritating parts of this Jaguar is this clunky user interface. Not only is it irritating, but it's annoying, and I'll give you an example. For instance, let's say you've got the radio on and you're listening to the news, you put it on reverse, you start the reverse, the parking aid comes on, and the radio turns off. So now you're done backing up, you put it in drive, you go forward, and guess what? Radio is still off until you hit a certain speed. I spent 30 years of my life backing up, listening to the radio without hitting any other cars, and yet Jaguar assumes that I can't drive the car without hitting something. I hate when these systems try to think for you. There are three things that make this Jaguar XK an outstanding grand touring car. First of all, there's a 385 horsepower 5-liter engine, which of course you can't see, but which you can hear, and man, is it wonderful. There's of course the ability to push this magic button and transform this Jaguar XK from a claustrophobic car to a wonderful open air grand tour, which in my mind is perhaps the most priceless feature of the car, and this luxurious and sumptuous interior. Seriously, this mouse fur lining is probably the most luxurious stuff I've ever felt. Jaguar needs to start a bedding collection and call it Jaguar by Jaguar, because this stuff is so shaggy. You know, that's not bad. Through this section of canyon, I've driven some of the best performance cars in the world, and I have to say that the Jaguar, while it's not as sharp as a Corvette and certainly not as nimble as a Porsche, is actually pretty good with a 5-liter 385 horsepower engine over the front wheels. Jaguar has done a great job in making this car handle like a performance car, even though in general, and I think at its best, it's a grand tour. Jaguar has improved the car with all the fun go-fast toys. So you've got this rotary control now that's standard on the XK, which allows you to put the car in sport mode and use the paddle shifters. You've also got this button here which firms up the transmission. And of course when you put it in sport mode, not only can you shift the car with the paddle shifters, but it holds on to revs a lot longer than in regular drive mode. On the TFL recommendation scale of buy it, lease it, rent it, or forget it, deep down in my heart, man, I really want to give this Jaguar a buy it, but because of this clunky user interface, and because here in Colorado, rear-wheel drive convertibles, and especially Jaguars, depreciate like a lead rocket, I have to give this car a lease it. Roman Micah reporting for TFL Car and theopenair.com.